So yeah, everything kind of got like miscombobulated, and I went to sleep till like 7:50, almost 8 o'clock. My wife had to keep waking me up. She was like, "Are you still going to?" I was like, "Yeah, I got to get up. We got to do this. We have to do this." So I got a nap in. So yeah, I know what you mean, bro. It's hard, man. All of the stuff I had to do this weekend just to get to this point, woo, it's crazy. But it's all
going.
huh?
Going. It's like it gets more as we get older, like more things.
Yeah, no, it really gets more as you age, and we pile on things every day. We pile on the stresses of life. We pile on activities we want to do, especially when our kids have activities. Then we just kind of pile that on, and it's like the people who plan the activities for the kids are insanely ruthless to the parents. It's like, hey, yeah, be here at 6 to 8:30. Who cares about your life? Who cares whatever you got to do? This kid needs to be here at this practice, to be here on this time. And that, I mean, they literally don't care. I'm kind of happy we haven't put him into anything just yet, because he does need to do something. But once I free up a little bit more free time for myself, then maybe we can focus on getting him into a program, because there's no way we could have a life or build anything.
Put them in football and basketball.
But see, that's the thing. It's just a matter of having that time to do all of that. Like trying to do that and this and regular work. Oh my goodness, it's hard. It's insanely hard. But back to this video, it's one of the things that we must do. So this episode is really about planning. And I really wanted to focus on the aspects of planning out your future, planning out just your day, because your day is your future. You know what I'm saying?
I'm terrible at planning that out, because I just fly by the wheel, I guess.
We all do. One thing that I heard in a video by Jim Rohn, he's like, he said something along the lines of like, I'm sorry, this was Earl Nightingale who said this. He's like, put a ship on the water and just send it out with no captain, no direction, no nothing. Just allow it to go. Where do you think that ship is going to end up? Nobody can say. More than likely, it's going to end up shipwreck or at the bottom of the ocean. At the bottom of the ocean, because there's no one there to guide it. He says, much like most men, when they set out about their day with no plans, no guidance, no destination in mind, just I'm floating in the river of life, or I'm floating in this ocean of life, and I have nowhere to go. So how much more should we plan our days, our weeks, our months, our years? How much more should we put into that activity of actually planning out things and doing something with an intention? So that brings me, and that brings us all to a point where we got to ask ourselves, like, do I have a goal? Do I have a destination in mind? Where do I see myself? And I know everybody hears this question a lot. Where do I see myself in 5 years? I've asked that question of myself plenty of times. Doesn't necessarily mean I got an answer. And I can tell you one thing. When you're surprised by where you end up in 5 years, that means you did not plan it well. People who've planned things are not only not surprised that when they end up someplace, especially in a good place, but they also are more than less, I'm like adding all these extra words. They're also more than likely to say, yeah, I'm actually further ahead than where I had planned myself.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise when you say, hey, this is what I'm setting out to do. This is what I want to do. And then I'm going to accomplish all the little details and tasks that it takes to do this thing. And then when you end up somewhere even further than you ever imagined, that's the surprise. But it's no surprise that you got there. It's like, oh, Did you plan on this? Yeah, I planned on this. Is it going well?
A
Man,
little
it's
extra
going
came
way better.
better. Yeah.
It's better to have that than be, man, I don't know how I ended up like this, man. Life sucks. Yeah.
Mhm.
And most people end up like that. It's that old man look, you know? You ever seen the old man look when they're just like, that's
No.
that. You get that look when you don't properly plan.
Yeah.
That look.
Let me see. Oh, now I can see it. I couldn't see it before because my screen is so small.
What's that?
No, the screen, like where I can see you, was just like whoop, a little.
Okay. Remember, bottom left-hand corner, you want to hit those squares and you could just kind of expand the view of everything.
Oh, there it is. Much better. Hold on one second. Hey,
Yeah.
Pump. Hold on. She didn't say goodnight to me.
That's bright.
Oh, there you go. Come here. Yes. Good.
Good night,
Love you.
Star. Love
You're good.
you.
All right, bye. Alrighty. Am I in the
You're in the shot,
phone
man.
view?
You're
Okay,
good.
cool.
Thank God it wasn't too hard to set up. So
That's what she said.
Oh man. So all right, you said that. See, we try to do something different this week, guys. We try to take show notes, and not only did I not do my due diligence. Oh, I found out why this was the wrong video.
What?
The person had made the other video that I had sent to you private. So the video still exists. It's just private. So I found like another.
You know what's funny? I clicked on it. I was going through all the videos and I couldn't find the stupid video. I forgot it's with you and I and Steve. So
Yeah.
I went to Steve's one and I clicked on it. It says this one. It gave me all these other ones, and then finally I found one that said private, and I'm like, this isn't it.
Yeah, and that was exactly
That
it.
was it.
And because that one kept showing that particular one that was private, I immediately thought, oh, I don't know what this is. And then I went and sent the next video, and I was like, crap, this is not the video that I wanted to do the planning part on, because he went through a lot of stuff. And one of the main keys where he's talking about being in the moment, right? Just being in the moment when you're doing anything helps you to be focused and helps you to come up with a plan, right? He said at one point, he's like, I'm writing a letter in the shower. Like I was taking a shower one morning, I started working on this letter in my head. Turned out to be a real strange letter. He's like, so when you're in the shower, don't write a letter.
Yeah.
Do it when you get out of the shower. When you're in the shower, enjoy the shower. When you're out of the shower, write the letter. He's like,
yeah.
He says when he goes to the beach, he's thinking office. Now his family is upset with him because he bought his briefcase to the beach. But then when he's back at the office, he's thinking, man, I got to get my family to the beach. So now he's not focused where he is because he's thinking one place when he should be focused on the place that he's at. And we often do this. I catch myself doing this all the time, especially like if I'm in a meeting or something and I'm like completely checked out. And then next thing you know, my name is being called and I'm like, yeah, sure. Oh, so you can have that project done by tomorrow afternoon. Wait, hold on. What? It's like, so being present helps you to plan. Believe it or not, that's one of those key things that we as, adults need to do better, is to just be in the moment. Don't be elsewhere. And it can be hard to do if you're not actively being aware of it when it's happening. Like,
well, now you brought it up to my attention because I do it all the time. When I'm at work, I'm like, vacation. And then when I'm actually, like you say, on the beach with my daughter, it's or my daughter and my son, my wife, it's like I do think about work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop.
Yeah. You have to be aware of it. You have to be to a point where you can say, hey, you know what, this has just got to stop. I need to literally just focus on what it is that I got to do and just be here, just be in the moment. But most importantly, when you're with your family, be in the moment. Don't like, and I know, and I know you well enough. It's like you could probably be doing something, and next thing you know, the bill for something else comes, and you're like, and you're like off. In how many jobs is it going to take for me to cover this bill? Because I have this and this and this and this and this and this. And now you're out of the moment because you allowed that one thing to just like an eagle snatch you out of where you were. Just fly off with you.
Yep.
You're like, Dave, what's wrong? Oh, yeah. The dog can go there. The dog? What are you talking about? Oh, what happened? You're thinking about how many more jobs I'm going to have to do to cover this or put this on the credit card. And life is about experiences and filling those experiences with as much intensity as possible. That's from Jim Rohn. So, you know, when you're in a good experience, you're having fun with the family and something like that happens and you immediately start thinking about something, stop and find out a way to hit the brakes. Slap yourself, pinch yourself, fart, who knows? Just get yourself out of a place where you don't need to be. I've done it many a times this past few months, man. It's challenging to do, but it's refreshing once you get it done because you can easily shake yourself loose.
But I never noticed. I mean, I never noticed it. It's just, to me, it was just, oh, we're having fun. Like you said, somebody says something about a number, and then that number triggers my thought of, oh, that was the end of line of a calculation that I did. And then I go into this downward spiral of work. And then I snap out of it for like 5 or 10 minutes, but then I keep doing it. But I thought it was just normal.
Yeah.
But now that you brought it up, now I'm going to notice it. I'm going to say, nope, this is my family's time. You know, get out.
Yeah, well, and see, you're right. It is normal. The thing is, you have to be abnormal in today's world. Whatever the 99% are doing, you're going to have to do what the 1% is doing. That includes getting up, writing in your journal, stretching your mind, expanding your mind. You know, to be honest, I think today we're just going to kick out the video. I think we're just going to do like talking heads. If anything, I'll do a screen share on something else that I'm working on, something that I'm planning. So we don't even have to do a video because, like I said, it was the wrong one. But I did take, you know, a couple of things from the video that stood out to me. So what was one of the things that stood out to you that you actually
the dreams?
The dreams.
Dreams, yep. So how you can manifest them, and you have these dreams, and then I guess when you come out of it, I guess you could just manifest the dream, and you just follow your dream. And I'm actually gonna screw this up. Remember, because my brain's going off somewhere. I'm trying to get it back. How your dreams can empower your visions. Maybe I'm having a Joe Biden moment. I remember the dreams, the acknowledging, but it was the dreams that was pushing me, but I can't remember because, again, I didn't take the show notes. I mean, the notes in my head. I didn't write them down. You know, hopefully cut that out.
No, I'm not cutting that out. You know, go ahead, keep going.
It got me because I have so many dreams and I don't really follow them, but there was a few that I did follow and they actually came through. And you know, owning my own business. And then I had a lot of it about my business, and then I said, you know what? Let me see what I can do about getting this going. So I started off getting the name, from the name to the website, getting contacts, and then it just flourished into something. But if I didn't follow my dream, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Still broke.
But now you
still broke.
Wouldn't be where I'm at now in the same place I started in, just with a business title.
Yeah. Oh, but wait, that's another thing. Gary V, on a totally different topic.
Sure.
How he said that you buy dumb shit. Yeah. So you would buy all this crap you get all this extra money just to buy that thing.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm still stuck, because I buy dumb things. My wife buys, dumb things. We all do.
Yeah, we all do.
So,
You know how many
anyway, back
games
to the
I
drink.
got? Oh, like I
Yeah.
had to tell myself not to buy Spider-Man for the low. I mean, I was like, oh, it's on sale. The Miles Morales Spider-Man. I haven't played that one, so it's on sale on Steam now, and I'm like, no.
I've been without it this long.
Yeah, I could get it around Christmas time. I'll find a way to get it, work it into the Christmas budget for myself. But I kept asking myself, when are you going to play it?
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't play it because I reserve my Friday nights and my Saturdays, and I kind of mix it up for my game time. Monday through Thursday, I don't game at all. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that's when I get my game time in, and it works out for me because this way it allows me to come home and work on me, work on my personal growth, work on the things I need to do for myself, and then I can reward myself on the weekend when, especially after I upload a video Thursday night. When I upload these videos, check us out Thursday night. When I upload the videos, now I have this sense of accomplishment. Now I have this, I did it. All right. Woo. So Friday night when I come home, you can game, you can sleep, you can work on another project, you can find information, but the night is yours, sir. Do whatever, then I feel like I've done something to better my future. And then I've also done something to better myself. And those types of investments are the ones that pays off the biggest, because down the line, what is that going to turn into? I don't know. But I can tell you, gaming every single day, what it turns into. It turns into a fat 41-year-old male.
Yeah.
Somehow I got a family, I have a wife and all that other kind of stuff. But yeah, it does. It has its fun points, but then it also has its trade-offs too. But it's going to keep you broke. And
I think what you're saying. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
your structure of what you have is amazing, because I don't have that, and my life is like just scattered. And that's my fault. But hearing what you say is Monday through Thursday work, all that, and then on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's your day to reap the reward of your hard work. That's awesome. Me, I just work continuous 7 days a week, and I feel like if I stop, I'm gonna drown.
Well,
That's because just the bills, but it's not. It won't happen like that. I just think that's in my head.
But see, that comes down to planning. So, and I'm gonna bring it back up with what you just kind of went through when you was trying to remember what was going on, and you're like, oh, I can't, because Jim Rohn in this particular video, if you watch it all the way through, he says, learn to think on paper. Put your thoughts down out of your head onto a piece of paper. It literally builds neural pathways, and it causes you to remember. It causes you to literally build like neurons in your brain. You're programming your brain when you create a physical action with a thought action. So when you write down something that you're really thinking about, it sticks. It's like glue, right? So you'll become more, your brain becomes more elastic, is able to stretch a little bit more. That's why I call it mental exercise, because you're able to just stretch your thoughts a little bit more. You can recall better because you're doing activities that keeps your brain like elastic. That's the only way I can describe it. So that's something that you have to plan to do. It's like exercising every day. I have to plan to exercise, or else I'm just going to be this big chunky man every single day of the week. But with that comes health problems, right? So just think of your mind as a person unto itself, right? You feed it bad junk, it's going to be unhealthy. It's just like a person who doesn't run. you get them outside and get them to run, they're out of breath. You only ran 5 feet. And it's like, all right, hey Dave, what did you think about such and such? And then your brain, you don't use it as much to do some thinking. So now you're like, your brain is out of breath. It's like, oh, what did I think of? Oh crap, what was it? You're mentally out of breath. You know? So you have to remember that your brain needs exercise too. And one of the reasons why I think that, you know, I've kept my brain as sharp as I have, even though I've only just begun trying to work on my mental health, it's not like I was crazy or anything, but mental health as in like trying to better myself, right? Trying to keep a good, healthy mental state, right? And you've always told me, it's like, man, you're so quick. Oh, you're so quick with it. Well, and I will totally say I think that comes from gaming. I think it comes from gaming. Yeah.
I thought it was from you like watching movies, because you love watching movies and gaming.
No, because watching movies allows you to be passively thinking, right? You're in the moment. You're watching stuff happens when the movie is happening.
Yeah, but you're listening to it.
You're listening to it, but I think that's more passive when I think about it, right? Because here I am being told a story, and as I'm being told a story, I want to, well, what's next? What's next? Well, I think that's going to be, yep, I knew it. And then, okay, well, now what's next? How's this going to end? How's it going to wrap up? Then you have those kind of thoughts. But I game competitively, not like I get money or anything, but I just love the competitiveness for it. And because I play a fighting game that requires me to observe what's happening in the moment, like real time, like, okay, this person literally just blocked and now they're sidestepping. I'm going to do back 3 and then stop them from sidestepping. Crack. And that all happens within a second. It's not like it's happening over minutes. It's all within seconds, like boom, 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 action, reaction, action, reaction.
So you think that the gaming is actually good?
I know it's good. There's been scientific studies to prove that people who game have better hand-eye coordination. Their thinking skills, faster responses. Their thinking skills are much sharper and much more reflexive versus somebody who does not game at all.
I honestly can say that probably did affect me. Also, after the COVID, that totally wiped my brain out. I'm like trying to like remember crap, and it's like I have a hard time remembering since COVID. But before COVID, I think my brain was just as sharp as yours. Like I was not quick-witted, like at coming back with comments, but I can carry a conversation, actually talk to you like I'm talking now, where I'm just not staring at the camera like I do in most of the videos. I have things in my head, but I just can't get it out. I'm like, so maybe I'll just pick up a game and start gaming again.
Well, I mean, or because like I said,
read books.
That part.
I don't do that too much.
And see, that's the thing. Like I said, I have my gaming. That's my hobby. That's what I do right now. Right. I'm building a new hobby that's going to be gaming with a purpose pretty soon. Especially with Web3 on the horizon. If you don't know about Web3, stay tuned, stick around. That's going to be coming up. We're going to cover Web3 as well as a whole host of other things that is in this vast online economy for you and I to benefit, and we can actually help others benefit as well. So those are the types of things that I'm thinking about. So when it comes back to gaming, that's my reward to myself. But if it's something that you feel like you want to get back into, but don't force it. You know what I'm saying? Don't game because I'm gaming, because you may not play a game that might challenge you mentally. Like you saw me playing Tekken the other night, right? How fast was those matches? How fast was everything happening? when you saw it?
Quick. Yeah, really fast.
It's very fast. It was like I'm playing at a level that I'm gonna go ahead and use this moment to shine, but I'm in my ranking status, I think I'm top 1% in the world, right? Of the people who are able to play on the world stage and have the rank. I have to take a look at the ranks again, but the rank that I'm at now is top 1%. So 9 times out of 10, if I get in a room full of people and I play, I'm more than likely going to win. So it's because I spent that amount of time playing that game. Now, do I get trashed by some people? Oh yeah. Oh, I get in there and they be like, "We found your butt cheeks laying over here on the floor. Here you go." They just hand my cheeks right back to me, So
that happened just that one time I saw you play.
Huh?
That only happened that one time I saw you play.
Yeah. But that was, if you had saw me play, I want to say several months ago, you would have been like, dude, you're trash. But here's the crazy part about it. Guess when I got better at my gameplay?
When you started reading books.
Yes. No,
Are you serious?
I am not joking. My like I had achieved the status of that whole rank before. I've played to a level where I just got up there. And I realized that I was only playing at that level. Like I was playing intuitively and passively. Like he hits, I respond. They block, and then I do this, and then they punch, and then I do this, right? So now that I've become more of an active thinker instead of a passive thinker, I'm actively thinking of my next move while one move is happening. So I'll run in and stop momentarily just to see if they're going to throw a punch. And if they don't throw a punch, then I'll jab just to see what happens. And if they react by like trying to throw a punch, I'm going to sidestep. Or if they throw a punch and I'm quick enough to parry it, then I'll catch the punch, break the arm, right? Or sometimes I'll just run in and they just know that I'm going to hit them, and then I grab them, So it's like I'll do a test, set something up, then go. It's like this in my head. It's like constantly test, and then I win. Right? It's like test, win, test, fail, test, fail, test, win.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. It's like you're into Tekken. I like the Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
And the combo system in there, all that. Man, when I think about playing it, my brain is just like turned on and fired up.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I'm just always constantly tired lately.
Mm-hmm.
I think I just need to pick that game back up and start doing it again.
And
reading the books. No, I'm telling you, I like that game. So that's why I will pick that game up. But I need to start reading the books.
See, I feel bad. Like I'm influencing you to game when I know you shouldn't really be
gaming. I do
love
the game. No, I do. It's just lately I feel lost for the past couple of years. Since COVID, I just, that whole thing totally messed up everything. Well, everybody's lives.
Yeah. COVID really changed the world. It changed the world, and every family has been personally affected by COVID in a negative way. However, the world has been affected in a negative way as well. But there are some positives that have come out of COVID. Even though it was a very tough event, I lost folks, and I wish it never happened. But then at the same time, born out of that is possibilities of the future that never would have shown up if it wasn't for COVID. So kind of like hinting at Web3, I found out that people in other countries who weren't able to work, who weren't able to actually go to work and get paid, used cryptocurrencies. They played a game. I can't remember the game, but people played this game, earned $150 a month worth of crypto in the game, and was using that to feed their families.
Oh, wow.
Real money. So instead of people playing games passively just to be like, hey, I'm playing games, it was literally they were playing to earn money.
To survive. An actual survivor.
But not just, they to survive, but have you ever, out of our 41 years, have you ever been able to play a game and earn money if you weren't in esports, which is brand new, by the way, on the grand scheme of things, right? Did you ever think that day would be possible?
No.
It's here and it's now. And there's so many other things that come along with it. So with this episode being about planning, right? It's about making sure that you're setting yourself up to win in this world, because on Passive Gains for Life, we focus on mindset, skill sets, tool sets, assets, right? Mindset is everything. That's why the first 5 episodes on our channel is going to be all about mindsets and cultivating the proper mindset and doing all of these things. And planning is a mindset. If you're not planning, you're failing. And if I heard this one from Earl Nightingale, or he quoted from somebody else. See, I mean, I should have written it down as well, but I do remember the quote. If you're not planning, if you're not planning, you're planning to fail. If you're not planning, you're planning to fail. And I think I even said that wrong. If you're not planning to succeed, you're planning to fail. But either way, planning is key. It's having a mindset of saying, I've done this all of my life. Starting today, I'm going to do this. And then every day after that, do something different from what you've already done. Oh, yeah, I'd never write anything down. Start. Oh, I don't have a goal. Get one. Oh, I'm not too sure about, trying something new. Do it. Because the time is going to pass. Regardless. Thankfully, you have the opportunity to do something every day. And 10 years is going to pass. If God has granted you 10 more years of life, by all means, use it to your best of your abilities, because you can't do anything when you're dead.
Yeah.
And nobody knows when they're going to die. Nobody knows when. And if you do know, I'm sorry for you. I would not want to have a limited time that I'm working with that I can actually see and be like, oh, 3 more days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
back to that thing that we were talking about the journaling,
yeah, sure.
Writing everything down.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to explain this as best as I can. Like in what we do, AutoCAD.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember some of the stuff, but when I explain it to somebody, it just comes out of me perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, if I start writing down things, I can probably enhance memory so I can speak better.
Yeah.
Recall my thoughts better.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to put those two together. Like if you ask me specifically for something in AutoCAD,
mm-hmm.
I can tell you exactly how to do it. But if I had to do it on my own to write a book about AutoCAD,
have you ever tried to write a book?
No.
Oh, so how do you know?
Because I know.
Shut up.
And known's half the battle.
G.I. Joe. Well, no, I mean what you're saying is valid, right? Yes, writing daily helps you. I spoke with David off air about this, and him and I was talking about, journaling and, the effects that it has on you mentally and physically as well. It causes you to have more energy throughout the day as well. Believe it or not, because you can think clearly, right? Tim Ferriss, he said out of the 200 people that he's spoken to, like 200 successful people, and I mean successful like billionaires with a B and 100 millionaires, you know, people who makes hundreds of millions of dollars, they all had one thing in common, and it was that they journaled. They sought time to write out their thoughts and actually think on paper about how they plan their day, what they're thinking about, going through emotions, fears, you know, loves, all of this nature. And they put it on paper. And in doing so, it causes you to kind of connect with yourself, right? You know, I know usually when I've heard stuff before like this in the past, you'd be like, don't hit me with that hippie stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this whole flowers in my hair connecting with the sun, moons, and stars. But it's one of those types of activities that allows you to kind of connect with your thoughts. And you go, man, that was insightful. Or, man, I really need to work on this. But I think I've actually found a solution for myself. And then from there, you can actually do things that you don't normally do to better yourself. You start focusing on the activities instead of the wrong thing, right? And what I mean by that is when you set a goal is here I am at 0, but there's my goal, right? And I want to achieve it. And instead of focusing on the goal, I focus on the activities to get the goal done. That's where the magic in writing things down in. You set a goal and you say, hey, I want to lose 200 pounds by August. Well, first thing you need to do is write out what do you eat? Or write out what do you plan to do to lose that weight? Do you plan on doing so many jumping jacks between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? You know, just kind of giving yourself a roadmap or outline to follow and just doing your thoughts and planning things out. And then when you get lost along the way, right? And you will get lost along the way. A Tuesday afternoon, you done had a bad day at work. You're tired, you know, you didn't get much sleep last night, dog pooped on the floor, and you're just like, you know, mentally just not there. You can pull out your journal, find out where you were like 4 years ago. It's only really been like a day. And then you go, that was like 2 days ago. Man, I feel like a whole month passed when I said I was going to start out and do this. Because when you don't put those things down on paper, when you don't put those things out of your mind in a physical place where you can see it, you may not like using paper. You might want to just dictate it, you know, on the computer, or you might want to type it in, or you might want to talk it into like a recorder on your phone, or better yet, record a video of yourself talking about what you're doing, but then go back and write it, because the writing, that is very powerful. But sometimes you just got to get your thoughts out and then hear yourself or read what you were thinking when you wrote it. And then you can connect with that person. You'll go, whoa. Like I'll watch the entire episodes that we make. I'll watch them all the way back because I have to video edit it, right? So once I do the editing process, upload it to YouTube and everything, I'll sit down and I'll dedicate the time it takes to watch it. And I find myself laughing at us. You know, I'm like, yeah, that was pretty funny. That was a good conversation, you know. And it's strange because I'm connecting with me. I know that's me. I hear me. And, you know, but I'll even forget that I even said something. I'll be like, man, I said that, you know. And it's funny to even laugh at yourself when you hear yourself say something funny. You're like, man, that was pretty good, you know? And same thing happens with pen and paper. You might be in a moment, and when you write those things out, oh my goodness, it takes a weight off of you, one thing, right? But then when you go back and read it, you can be like, wow, this is where I was when I wrote this. I remember my thought process when I wrote this. I remember where I was at that time. And it's so cool how it helps. Before we move on, it's 10:06. How much longer you want to go?
That's fine. No, I'm starting to think about the writing it down, because I do talk, but I don't pay attention. I just blab things out, and then I don't remember what the heck I say most of the time. But now I keep imagining it. Like, if I actually were to just write it down, how now it's like saving in my head. So a lot of times I'm just saying stuff just to say stuff, and I don't even know what I'm saying. But then and then now that you're telling me just to write it down, it's like I think it's gonna help me to pay attention and to what do you call that? Uh to express myself better if I write things down, you know?
Yeah. I'm laughing because you're like,
gotta get them gears working.
What's that word for expressing yourself? I think it's, I'm just going to say express myself.
You see, I wasn't even thinking there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Planning to succeed, it will help you, right? You want to do better. You want to talk better. You want to keep a stream of consciousness that makes sense. I do it all the time, man. Sometimes I'll be watching myself and I'll be like, man, where am I going with this?
No,
you sound like
you don't. You know exactly where you're going.
No, sometimes just like you said, I'll be talking and I'll be like, what did I meant to say? I forgot, because I start making this word salad and nothing's coming out. And sometimes I have to go back and be like, all right, listen to the words that's coming. What was your intentional thought here, right? And whenever you put intention behind your thoughts, you're going to come out with something good. Just know what it is that you want to talk about. But like I said, writing it in the morning time helps you bring intention into your thoughts, because you have an intention to learn more about you. It's funny that we spend the most times with ourselves, but yet we don't really understand who we are. So when it comes time to like actually talking about ourselves and what we do, you'll be so surprised that people don't even know themselves. And when you can understand yourself, you'll know where you need to change, because the only person who can change you is you.
Yeah.
And it's like people point stuff out, and if you're not mature enough to be like, I think that has some weight to it. Most people are immature in their thinking when somebody be like, yo, man, hey, you do this, but if you did this, what you trying to say? They automatically get defensive. It's an immature thing that happens. But with maturity, you could be like, maybe that has some weight to it. Let me discover that about myself. If people are telling me that this is happening, maybe I need to try to fix it, change it. How can I fix it? How can I change it? And then you go back to understanding who you are. And then you could be like, yeah, I do see myself doing that. Let me fix that. There was some things that, Firo had said to me that I didn't even realize. He was like, yo, why you wait for me to come around and start being confident? Just be confident on your own self, like dealing with jobs, right? I'm like, I didn't even know that was happening. So I took it and I looked at myself and I was like, how can I change this? Sure enough, what I had to do was tweak my thought process, my mindset around the way the jobs work. I already knew the information. I already knew everything I needed to know. I was being self-reliant. I was relying on him because he has most of the know-how, most of the understanding. But I know what he knew in that moment. If I don't know, I'll tell you. If I don't know something, I don't know. I'll ask some of the dumbest sounding questions when I don't know. I'll be like, no, I literally don't know that. You're going to have to explain it to me like I'm a child. Please help me. I never fake when I don't know anything. He was like, hey, do you know about this? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can give you some. No, that's not me. I'd be like, nope. What is it? Yeah. You don't know what it is? No, I don't. Please tell me.
Yep.
But with him, it's like he was seeing me hold back information. And he's like, come on, man. You know this stuff. Quit being confident when you get around me. So I changed that. Now we don't have that problem no more.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. In my field of work too, same field that we're working on together. It's when Rhodey wasn't there, I end up having to take over, and I know what the heck I'm doing. But when he's there, it's like I just rely on him. It's like,
yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Exactly the same thing I was doing.
It sucks because it's like you know it, but it's because he's there. It's like then you're like second guessing yourself. But when he's not there and they have nobody else to talk to, it's like, no, it's definitely this. Yep. Follow this and blah blah blah.
Yeah. I know the code. Yeah, sure. Then he comes in the room and be like, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, don't you know this? What do you think? I don't know. What do you think? That's that hive mind.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because now that I think about that, when I always do my taxes, I'm always in there with my wife and I. But because of COVID and everything, it was only one person allowed in the room. So she would send me in there. So I go into taxes and I'm like, crap, I'm not going to listen to this guy. He's going to talk to me and I'm just going to be like, Hey, what did he say? I have no idea. But she wasn't there. I actually listened to everything. And I explained everything to her about what he said. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, I don't have a listening problem. No, I actually just listened to everything he just told me to say. That he was telling me about the taxes. I explained it to her perfectly. It's just when she's there, I'm like, I'm not gonna listen because I know she's listening.
Exactly. Yeah. And we love to put these labels on ourselves. Oh, I don't do this, or I do this, or I am this. And those labels do nothing. They serve no purpose when they're in the negative, right? Because remember, that's programming. If you say it with your mouth, it's going to hit your ears. And when your brain hears your mouth speaking, your brain is immediately saying, okay, this is what we're about. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's important to give yourself labels that that you want to affirm, right? This kind of gets into the whole affirmation thing, and that's a part of a plan. What are your affirmations? What do you tell yourself? What are you affirming about yourself? It's like a programming language, right? When you tell yourself, oh, I am a disaster at blah, 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 or I am so unreliant, blah, 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 you really are, because you really believe it. And your beliefs are, especially in this video that the wrong video I sent, your beliefs is a huge part of how you do things. It shapes your framework. It shapes your mindset, your framework around your mindset. It says that, oh, I believe this about myself, nothing more, nothing less. And if you truly believe that you don't listen, if you truly believe that you're incapable of learning, you're incapable of learning. You're incapable of listening.
Because that's what they told me in elementary school my whole life.
Yeah. Oh. And those labels are sometimes put on us by other people. But here you are, you're told that you can't, like, who's this guy? Hobson. You remember Hobson?
Yeah,
he was
rapper?
like, yeah, a rapper, right? He was told he have ADHD. He can't do this. He can't do that. He has learning disabilities. Now, these are labels that was applied to him because he's a creative person. And most creatives tend to be very logic agnostic. You know what I'm saying?
I believe that. I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Because
it's like,
that you have a vision. You have like your passion, and you're so strong, and you're confident in that.
Yeah.
Like you know your craft, like really, really good. And then when people tell you, oh, you have ADD, you have this, and you're like, oh yeah, I think I might. Yeah, I think I do. I don't listen. That's right. And then you just fall down this rabbit hole. But somebody tells you to draw something, you don't have to look at it. You just make me music. You just make this awesome song, and it just comes to you so easy.
Well,
I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, no, I wanted to highlight the fact that, you know, I tell you all the time, like when you be like, well, you know, I got this, you know, I don't pay attention. It's like, no, when Apple will be releasing products, you be on there. Hey Dave, hey man, I'm watching this thing. Hit me back after this. You know, you're paying attention, sir.
Yeah. And then you ask me anything about what did the new phone come out with? Oh, all this crap, blah blah blah. The new Mac has this. It baffles me, yeah, because I do listen to that, but it's probably because it's something I love. So
yeah, yeah. That's it. We don't pay attention to things that we're not interested in. That's why the internet works so well when it comes to channels, when it comes to TikTok, when it comes to Facebook and Facebook groups, because TikTok is really going off the interest graph. That's what Gary Vee pointed out. It's based off of people's interest. So you're not, when you do get a video that's not within your box of interest, you just say, don't show this to me again, or, you know, you swipe past it. You know, you don't land on there long enough. The algorithm was like, yeah, didn't even spend 2 seconds on this. Didn't even spend a second on this. He's not interested. Right. And as we grow and evolve and we have these machines around us that learn how we are, you know, how we're biased to our interests, they're only going to supply us with the more stuff that we're interested in. And then there you can just rest in this little cocoon of interest. And you don't have to be bothered by anything else. And when something does enter that realm, you can either, this is interesting, or kick it out. But that's why, I mean, I do believe that people do have some learning functions that stop them, but the majority of us, bro, look at you, wife, family, your own business, and you work, you know what I'm saying? You got a side hustle and a job. Don't tell me that it's hard for me to learn. Nah, that's a label that somebody put on you. And that
myself.
Yeah. And you're reaffirming it every day. So what
I gotta stop it. It's just like,
what happens if you stop?
Breathing. It's just, I say it and it sucks. I
you know, when I was
I stopped and it still happens.
When I was like 13, 14 years old, I was one of these mouth breathing children that
can't hear. You remember you got the noise cancellation?
Yeah, baby. So
I see your mouth going.
Yeah, but you can't hear it. Wow, that's pretty good. I can hear it on my end. So I was always breathing heavy, and plus I was a heavy boy too. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm a heavy man, but I was a heavy boy. You know, so I'm always just. Somebody was telling me, man, it's like you breathe so loud. Would you stop? And I'm like, I do. So you know what I worked on doing? Breathing softly. And you know what? You know what happened by accident? I slowed down my heart. This is the stupidest thing ever. And I didn't realize it until I had took some medicine that I wasn't supposed to be taking. because it wasn't prescribed to me, but I was taking it for pain, and it slowed my heart down to nearly like like I was that close to death. I had turned gray, threw up, like I was like, I literally almost passed out, and because of the medication that I put in me, because it nearly stopped my heart. So went to the hospital. They checked me out. They thought I was using narcotics. You know, they're like, no, yeah. You could tell us whatever you want to, but we know you're a user, right? And so they decided to keep me for observation. And the next day, a doctor comes in and he's like, hey, we're going to perform some tests and stuff like that on you. All right, cool. So they're looking at my heart and everything, and they're like, man, you have a really strong heart. Your heart is actually, I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, I don't know quite how to say this, but you have a heart of an athlete or a runner's heart because it beats really slow. I'm like, isn't that good? Yeah, it's good. Just your body doesn't match. It's like you have this fat man body with this heart that do. So they put me on a treadmill and I'm running, and I had to jog for like 5 minutes. But because I learned how to breathe properly, especially doing martial arts over the years, in through the nose, out through the mouth when you're running, and you don't just you
hyperventilate,
stuff like that, right? So I'm breathing like that on the machine, and he could see where my heart is being stressed, or like, he's like, most men your size get on a treadmill and try to run, and in 2 minutes they're done or less, you know? He's like, but you literally ran for 10 minutes before your heart really got into a range where it was like, he was like, I'm impressed and at the same time horrified. How did this happen?
So wait, when you push yourself, your heart rate is accelerated a lot, and then when you stop, did it come down quick?
Yeah, it come down really fast. So because of the way I breathe, I try to control how much air comes out of my nose and mouth at all times because I don't want to breathe heavy. I've gotten myself in like this nice breathing rhythm. And even when I run and do stuff like that, especially when I did martial arts, it's like, you know, my heart beats steady. It doesn't, I mean, yeah, I do get like very high heartbeats if I'm doing anything, but you know what I'm saying? For a guy my size, it was just something that wasn't normal because it was like usually only people who were athletes, who were runners, or people who did like, you know.
Yeah. Well, they recover quick. If what was it? The heart rate goes slow quickly. That's good. That means you recover quickly. But if it's high, like 170, and after 5 minutes, it's like 165.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, there's something wrong.
Well, I said all that to say this is you can change anything about yourself, and it's going to have an effect that's going to last longer than you realize. And it's a positive effect. I mean, if only I just keep working out or keep dieting properly, you know what I'm saying? I'll lose the weight, right? If only you write a couple of lines in the morning time or read the book, will things start to change? And both of us have areas in which we need to work in: proper planning, proper education, to take ourselves out of one state of living into another, because our goal is to achieve passive gains for life. But we can't do that where we are. We have to rise to meet the next level, right? Yeah. Doing a podcast is going to help, but planning on being the person who is successful is going to help even more.
It'll hurt.
Yeah,
see?
It's going to hurt. The process will hurt. There is some pain involved, you know, the pain of waking up in the morning time. the pain of falling asleep at your computer trying to learn something new. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The pain of not playing your favorite game until the weekend, you know, even though you be like, yeah, man, I'm ready to just get on here and just beat some pixels. You know, it's going to come with pain, but those pains are very small sacrifices compared to the huge sacrifice of, let me just do whatever I want to do now and never getting any of this stuff done. And then you're 65 and you're like, you have that look of, where the hell did my life go? Mm-hmm. You don't want that. You don't want the pain of regret is way worse than the pain of sacrifice. Now it's Jim Rohn.
Yeah, no, I totally believe that. I have a couple of those.
Yeah.
Regrets in my life. But yeah, I think this is going to be good for us because we can always look back at it and watch our growth through the whole progression of these series of podcasts. And I feel like the both of us are going to grow, and it's going to be good for me because I'll get out of this looking at the camera, you know, crap that I have on myself, and then speaking more confidently is what I would like to do.
And honestly,
what are my goals?
Well, the moment you start doing that, and I've told you this, the day that turns into a week, that turns into a month, that turns into a year, the moment you stay consistent at doing it and you say, hey, screw everything else. If I'm consistently getting up every day, going to somebody else's job and making them money and helping them build their dreams, I can consistently wake up every day, do the things that I need to do to better myself while I continue to go to somebody else's job and build their dream. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Another Jim Rohn quote. Just work harder on yourself. Still get up. Still go to your job. Don't hate your job if you don't already hate it. You know what I'm saying? Don't hate what you do. Learn how to love what you do or enjoy what you do while you're doing it because you're contributing, right? But work on the processes that's going to take you out of that. That's going to grow you out of that.
Yeah, it's just a routine. You just got to add a little bit more to it.
Yeah, but it must start and be consistent. It's simple. It's very simple when you look at it. Yeah, it's just a routine, but it must start. And then it must be consistent in order for you to see results. Same thing that happens in the gym. Gotta go, gotta do the push-ups, gotta do the sit-ups, gotta stay away from the donuts, gotta stay away from the late night snacks, you know. And if you
those are good.
Yeah, they're good. But if you consistently do that, then you're going to see a change in weight. You're going to see a change in physiology. Same thing with the mind. You do the things that grow your mind and you're going to see the change, but you must be consistent. And I can tell you from experience, the moment I started being consistent about passive gains for life, the moment my thought processes changed, the moment that I started focusing on building myself and with a goal to help other people build themselves, everything changed. I was like, whoa, I can do this. It can be Sunday night, 10:30, and I can be on here filming an episode that I just knew wasn't going to happen today. Oh, and, you know, FYI, Steve, happy birthday to his wife. That's why Steve isn't with us this episode. So completely forgot to mention that when we first started. It's like, yeah, Steve is not on this episode. Well, if he watches all the way in, he'll see this part. But if he didn't, oh well, yeah, you should have watched the whole episode. But yes, happy birthday to his wife and everything. We wish you guys like a wonderful evening. I'm pretty sure they're already working on the second half of the evening. Yeah, man. But Steve didn't come with us today because he has to celebrate. But You know, back to one other thing I wanted to mention, and this is, well, two things I wanted to mention. He said in this thing about ignorance being bliss. Ignorance is not bliss. No, because ignorance can definitely hurt you. It can damage you. If you don't understand that owning a traditional business in today's economy will get you further ahead than you will on any job that you can ever apply for, that's ignorance that can hurt you, because the world is literally changing in how we do business and how we do everything. And pretty soon, just being online, just having a browser open, just watching a show, just attending a virtual event will pay you.
Really?
I'm making money right now. I'm serious. No joke. That's why Web3 is so exciting. And the more I learned about Web3 this past week, I've been really diving into it. The more I'm like, I see why everybody is so excited about this. I see how NFTs and all these things got created. I can see how it happened. But yes, like, this world is literally different. And it's not like I'm being paid a large sum of money. I think I probably got a couple of cents, for using a browser. But those couple of cents turns into dollars, and dollars turns into $10, and so on and so forth over time, especially. But this is the beginning of Web3 applications, and the fact that now, instead of corporations or companies being paid because they're getting attention, the viewers, or in my words, I like to say the participators, gets a piece of that payment. No longer will the advertisers will just pay the corporation of Google because you're using the YouTube app. The corporation of Google is going to be paid with its participants who are using their platform. That's the future. Like, being paid to watch videos, some sort of compensation. It may not be a majority. It may not be some vast amount of money, but the potential is that is crazy. And that leads me to the second part, the pull of the future, right? If you're watching this video and you don't know about Web 3.0, or why it's called Web 3.0, or what Web 2.0 is, you have to educate yourself on this. Reason being is because when the internet was like happening, and you know what? I'm glad I kept this video up, because this is something that we definitely have to see. Did I close the video? I'll find it right quick. But when the internet was like literally coming online and people was trying to understand what the internet was, it's funny when you go back and you look at some of these videos, you'd be like, how did you not know what that was? But 1994, how old were we? 1994, 95.
I was 14.
Yeah, me
you were
too. 13 or 14.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so we was like teenagers, 1995, 1994, right? So we were active users, kind of like how children are today, who are active users on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or Snapchat, whatever app that is like the hype is right now. That's where we are now. And I'm wanting to show everybody this who hasn't seen it yet. And I want to kind of end the episode on this, is thinking about the future, thinking about your goals, planning for your future. What are you going to plan to get to where you want to go? And what resources or what tools are you going to use to get there? So I want to show this video, then we'll get our thoughts, and then we'll end this video for tonight. But this is very, very, this is very, very interesting. Hold on, let me pop this up here.
Millions of Americans own a personal computer. If you're one of them, you can now glimpse the future with nothing more than a modem, a phone line, and a few dollars a month.
Oh, that's
that little mark with the A and then the ring around it.
At?
See, that's what I said. Katie said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I'd never heard it.
Around.
I'd never heard it said. I'd always seen the mark, but never heard it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
Just what is this main artery of the information superhighway?
Every business, no matter how large and no matter how small, will be on the internet in the year 2000. It's the primary way that people will look up information. It will replace the yellow pages as we know it today.
Are a lot of people just getting on to the internet because they feel that they have to get onto the playing field, so to speak?
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
There it is. Violence at NBC, GE.com. I mean,
well, Allison should know.
What is internet anyway?
Internet is that
massive computer network.
The one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean that's big? How does one? What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds or less.
Oh.
I'm afraid that if I subscribed to something like internet,
You would really be hooked.
I would get hooked and I would never, spend time with my family. Does it bother you at all that these are all people that you don't really know? I mean, that everybody's signing on and having these conversations and whining together or griping together or whatever, with people that I don't know if I.
It is group therapy of the 90s.
Well, as I mentioned, I have no desire to be a part of the internet because I feel like I'm so inundated with information all the time that I don't want more. Don't you ever feel like it's just constant bombardment?
I don't know. I guess the thing I'd resent most is I would resent the, at least when you're home, if the phone rings, you have the option of not answering it. On the internet, people can send you messages all the time people you don't even want to hear from.
Wow. That was awesome. You saw Bill Gates with his big old glasses?
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But man, that's so funny that she said that. She said about the internet and she won't have time for her family.
Yeah, she knew
that's
then.
so true.
She knew then, right? Well, here's the thing. What did Gary Vee say on episode 3? The marketplace doesn't care about your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
And so what, lady? All right. She's like, I have no desire to use the internet because of da-da-da-da. She's on the internet today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have no desire to even try to get into it because I feel like I'm going to be addicted to it. You use it to pay your bills.
Go back the old way.
Yeah.
Put the check in the mail and send it out.
Well, the reason why I wanted to show that video is to alert people to the fact that Web 3 is on the horizon. It's here. Something that they were talking, what is the internet? What is it anyway? Right? They were asking that question in 1994. Nobody's asking that question in 2023.
It's just a part of life now.
What is everybody asking about right now? What are NFTs? What are cryptos? Like, why would I use those? I have no desire to even look at cryptocurrency. Sounds familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this FTX crash, the FTX collapse. I have no desire in doing anything with crypto from this day forth. That whole thing is a scam. Not the technology. .com, the .com bubble. the dot-com bubble was a result of all these internet companies providing online services and people just investing in them. Like, they just throwing money in these companies, and these companies are just growing financially. But I saw this yesterday, and it was very quick, and I tried to educate myself on it, but I didn't take any notes, so I can't really speak with pinpoint accuracy. But at the end of the day, a lot of these companies failed during this dot-com bubble is because they was being inflated full of money, but the money wasn't really going towards what they were supposed to be doing. And so it popped. Some of these companies fell out. You don't hear from them no more. You remember Netscape, AOL, all of these companies. Some of them got bought out. Some of them became other entities. But network providers, right? Those were the dot-com people. Hey, we'll sell you a service to access the internet. And then when you got on the internet, it was like you go to these static web pages that didn't do anything until people made the pages better where you can actually do stuff with them, right?
No, that was Web 2.0.
That's Web 2.0, yeah.
Web 1.0 was just more of like a visual thing, I think they said.
Read only,
but
static.
with the only thing being was the button. That was the only thing that was. And then Web 2.0 was more like the social aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had 3.0, which is the NFTs, the blockchains, and the new stuff.
So
cool stuff.
if I can, and we'll end the video on this, but you and we definitely need to have a conversation about something that we need to build on later, which I think once I explain this, you're going to understand it better. Yes, Web 3, Web 1.0 was static pages or read only. Web 2 was static and read only pages, but now you can read, write on the internet. You can contribute, you can create. Web 3.0 is going to be the same thing: static, read only, contribute, create. However, with a caveat, with a few caveats. You can own, you can participate, and you have trust, unlike you've never seen. So instead of your information and data being collected, it's complete anonymity, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I mess that word up sometimes, but you could be completely anonymous if you want to be, but you get paid for your participation.
Yeah, I like the NFTs too, where like if you come up with a design or if you buy an NFT, what is it? The artist gets paid, and then if you sell it, they still get paid, right? Something like that.
Yeah, that because of the blockchain, it keeps a ledger of every transaction ever made on any type of item created. So NFT, which is a non-fungible token, is basically taking a digital asset. It could be, right now, the NFT, we only know it as art. It could be music. It could be all. It could literally be anything you want it to be. But right now, the art aspect, the collection phase of that is where most people are like kind of going for the cash grab. But there are utilities that can be put into it. And without going too deep into the subject, instead of buying a ticket to an event, you can buy an NFT, which gives you collectability, right? And that collectability also has utility. So this ticket to the event will give you let's say access to meet people backstage, right? And you have that NFT token, you can meet people backstage, but it also gives you access to a library of songs and all of this kind of stuff. Well, if that goes on to be a collector's item, you can now sell that NFT, and everybody who is connected to it, the owner who originally created it, you being a owner of it as a minting process, or I mean, you actually being a collector of it, when you sell it, you get paid and the other person gets paid. So it's it's still very new. Is like right now, I sound like Brian Gumble. What is the at Violence at NBC? You know what I'm saying? Because it's trying to explain it with a limited knowledge. It kind of helps you, like it kind of hurts you to explain it when you don't have all of the knowledge around it yet, because it's such a new technology. But the one thing I can definitely tell you for sure, that it's going to change the way we do business forever. Like the trust, the ability to do contracts, the ability to do anything. That's you. Like if you're watching this video and you don't know what Web3 is, you need to spend time on it. You need to learn it and understand it the best way you can, because it's already here. We're already using assets from Web3. We're already using browsers. Like right now, that video is on the Brave browser, which pays me BAT tokens, which is basic attention tokens. So when I use the Brave browser, it asks me, hey, do you want to see ads? And I say, no. Cool. No ads, no problem. We don't collect your information. However, we will give you basic attention tokens, which are worth about 23 cents last time I checked. With those BAT tokens, right? If you turn on ads, we'll give you a percentage of that token every time you watch an ad. So instead of the advertiser paying solely the corporation, I'm getting a cut of that. It's kind of like I'm investing in my own participation. So the participator gets paid. What?
I like that.
So, yeah. So to wrap this all up, let's land this plane. I like when Sean Kendall says that. Let's land this plane. We just basically, we need to plan. We need to be planners. And, you know, this is the second to the last episode of the Mindset series. We're going to be going into Skillset here pretty soon. But this mindset is important. Knowing that you have a plan helps you get out of bed in the morning. Knowing that you have a goal, a dream that you want to accomplish, makes every day seem better. I don't know how else to say it. Working towards something. So write down your plans, write down your goals, find out what you want to achieve in life. And if you don't know what that is, let that be your goal, to find that. Let your goal for the night, if you don't have any of these things, whenever you're watching this video, let yourself find your goal and then work towards it. And don't make the goal the end all beat all. Enjoy the process of getting there, because that process is where you'll find the person that achieves that goal. Y'all stay safe. Take care. Say goodbye, David.
See ya.
See ya. I just kind of ended it like that. I gave you no chance.